up everybody, Sam here from WebContempo, and we're going to be doing a plugin review today. So this is a plugin for the Divi theme. It's called Divi Perky Animate. I've been using this plugin a ton lately. There's actually really only a small handful of plugins I've been using with Divi lately because Divi out of the box is just so good now that you really don't need much else. But Perky Animate particularly actually takes the place of about 4 different plugins I was using to achieve basically all the things that you can do just inside the Perky Animate plugin. So it's a lot less plugins you have to carry around in your site, achieve the same effects, and even more customization options, all kinds of great stuff there. We're going to take a look at some examples of how I've implemented this on different sites in totally different ways. That's hopefully going to give you some ideas to spark your creativity and think of some cool things that you can do with this plugin to make your sites really pop. So let's go. Alright, thanks for sticking with me. So, interesting thing about this plugin, it was actually a couple of months at least ago that I bought this. I've used it quite a bit since then. It looks like now they've actually updated it even more and flipped it into a subscription model, even though it's basically just $25 a year. And for what you're going to get out of this plugin, it's absolutely worth $25 a year. It's really not even close. So definitely don't have any problem with that there, and it looks like they've even added even more stuff to it, which is just crazy. So if you go head over to Elegant Marketplace, you can get yourself a license to this. I definitely recommend that. You can get it from other places besides Elegant Marketplace, but they seem to have pretty much one of the better selections of Divi stuff, so I tend to get all of it from there just so it's all in one place whenever I need to go looking for something. So I'll put the link for that in the description below. So let's go through the demo that they have here, actually, just so you can get an idea. You can see you get typing effect, different types of title effects, so you can rotate text. The textilate effect, which I do like, I've used that quite a bit. Fancy line, I'm not crazy for that, but it's okay. Image filters, this isn't as important anymore since Divi has a lot of these already, but some of these hover animation effects are huge. These are really hard to do without a plugin if you don't really know what you're doing. So these are actually super cool. You can see you get all different kind of stuff here. You get the flip boxes. These are always going to be useful. Almost any site you do is going to have some kind of box like this. So super nice. Definitely one of the best plugins for this. Pretty much removes the need for any other blurb plugin at all. Cover image, this is pretty cool. Yeah, some nice effects. You can change the way the image looks and zoom with it and so forth. It's very nice there. Hover animation on different elements here, also nice. Video pop-ups, also nice. You got this thing here with the thing that you can turn around. I've used this before. It's a pretty nice effect. So definitely like that. Yeah, so that should give you a basic overview of what this thing does. And you know, it's really just the tip of the iceberg, because when you implement these things, sometimes you're just implementing a small piece of it, but it has a big effect. So I'll show you a couple of examples of ones I've done. This is probably the most recent one, and basically the only thing I really used it for on this site is just the typing effect. So you can see on the home page and the sub pages, we've got typing effect in the header, and you know, it's a pretty basic effect, but it's nice that you can get as simple an effect as that from this plugin. And actually, I just noticed I use the textilate effect on these too. So these are actually all Perky Animate blurbs. Nothing too special about it, just a little bit of extra animation on the text when they're transitioning in. So anyway, this is a really conservative use of it, but as you can see, this is pretty nice, and actually this is a typing with the text rotating, so it gives a pretty nice effect, and super easy to use. And you see that I was able to get these headings and blurbs, which is basically 2 separate things, out of the same plugin. So it's nice that you can use the same plugin for more than one thing. So there's another site I did not long ago, and you can see I've got the textilate effect and some fading in and stuff like that on the header, and this is all from the Perky Animate module. And then they specifically said that they wanted to have these service boxes where if you hover over the box, it'll display more information about the service. Now, some of these I don't particularly care for the way that these are written out, but you can pretty much still get the idea. So we're able to put an image, have a color overlay on it, and center the title in the middle. And then once you hover, then you actually blur the image to help make the text more readable and show your substitute text. So super cool effect there. Again, this is not like the greatest implementation of it, but the client specifically wanted this, and it was really nice to just be able to plug this right in and do it. So another cool thing you can do with this plugin. So again, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. I think that was all we really did on this one. Yeah, so overall, again, just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with this, but I plug this in and use it for little stuff like this here and there on all different kind of sites I do. So I used to use animated headlines plugin a lot. I also used to use Divi header extended plugin. I don't use either of those at all anymore. I use this instead for both. And I also had a few different blurb plugins I use, like Tilt Blurb module and some other ones. Really don't use those anymore either, because you can basically get all the same stuff out of this one plugin. So super nice that you can do that. Just pretty much everything about it is good. The only downside I can see with this one is that when you're using the visual editor, it doesn't work in the visual editor, so you have to edit the stuff in the back end, which for me it doesn't really matter that much, but for some people who are maybe like strictly use a visual editor or are more inclined to use it, you might find that kind of annoying. It has actually been annoying for me at times not being able to use it, but overall I think the good way outweighs the bad on this one. So anyway, again, you can grab this one from Elegant Marketplace, and I highly recommend getting it because, like I said, if you've got other plugins, it's going to probably replace the need to have about 4 or 5 plugins, and you're just only going to need this one. So super good there. Yeah, not really much else to say. I mean, the demo kind of shows for itself how much cool stuff you can do with this, and like I said, it's really just the tip of the iceberg, and sometimes just the simple implementations of it can make a big impact, add that wow factor to a site where you're really not doing that much. So definitely this is a really important key in my toolbox right now. Yeah, so I'm going to put the link in the description below. Definitely go check this one out. This is one of my most used plugins right now. Sorry I don't have more for you on this one, but I think you're better off just going and playing with this one yourself. So that's all I got for you today. Enjoy.